Next on the list is Laurieann.
That was my girl. Laurieann was hella cool. She always was sincere to me. Um, it feels like we had a shift in the road at one point in time. And now that I am older now and I recollect what happened, I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is what happened. We had, baby, what is you? You're making me. This is the Cat Williams couch right now. What's going on?
No, come
But
on.
we did. You remember King magazine back in the day?
Yes.
So Laurieann called me. She put me onto that. Laurieann was always, people used to be like, "You're her favorite." She was my girl. And at the time, they flew me out and everything to do King magazine. We wasn't really making that much money for making the band at all. And before I was doing making the band, I was doing hair. I had all my hustles, my modeling gigs, and everything. And literally, I had to shut it down. And we were making like $50 a week. Like we wasn't making no money. Yeah,
On
we
making
was.
the band,
Baby, you see the camera is shaking.
about to
Baby, yeah,
lose control.
baby, listen, we wasn't making no
Y'all were
money.
making $50 a week. Did they pay y'all episodically once the show came out?
No, I don't think so. Mm-mm.
Did y'all get any type of stipend?
No.
How were
Mm-mm.
y'all? How were y'all? Okay, let me stop. Go
Baby,
ahead.
we was sharing sandwiches. So this is leading up to my point. So anyway, when she did me on King Magazine, I was so grateful and thankful for that opportunity. But I had ran up a phone bill talking on the phone to like $800 in the room. And I didn't have the money to pay for it. I ain't gonna lie. If I see Laurieann right now, I will hand her double that right now because mommy got it going on a little better. But we wasn't really making no money.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I don't know if that's what it was, but I can see that that could probably piss somebody off, because me and Laurieann was cool. But to sum her up, she was a sweetheart. She worked with me a lot. She believed in me a lot. Like it was a blessing for me to be on that show because I don't consider myself like this extraordinary singer or dancer, really. And I was making it so far, and the accolades that I was getting from Laurieann, from Doc, from Diddy, from Johnny Wright was really good.
Mm-hmm.
So I was very satisfied. I love Laurieann.
So, if I'm hearing this correctly, your relationship with Laurieann changed once she had to pay an $800
I
phone
don't
bill.
know if it's because she never confronted me about that, but I know
Mm.
that the bill did get ran up and I didn't have the money to pay it. And I feel like after that it kind of went downhill. So Laurieann, if you ever saw this, I feel like I would take responsibility. Like I've grown up now a little bit more in stuff like that where I was kind of like, well shit, oh well, somebody should have told me. I didn't know I couldn't lay on the phone all night up in this hotel, and things were much different back then with cell phones and all of the stuff that we have now. I was talking on the hotel phone. So I could be wrong, but I feel like that kind of eats me up because maybe that's what it is because we were so cool. You know what I mean?
Okay, well, maybe she
Yeah.
will see this and maybe
I
she'll
don't
reach
know.
out.
I love you, Laurieann. Laurieann was hella cool.
Laurieann, and she said she'll give you double, girl. And I mean, I'm pretty sure, Laurieann, you got money too, but a nice 1600 in 2024, an extra, that
Yeah.
ain't bad,
Little
shit.
interest. Because,
You
because if something like that happened to me now, I would be
mm-hmm,
so responsible for it. But
mm-hmm.
at the same time, we was not really making no money. Like, we really wasn't making no money. Like, if you were on that show, you gave up everything to be there.
Okay, I'm gonna put a quick pause and roll call and let's talk about money. So you mean to tell me this hit, hit reality TV show that is competing against the likes of American Idol, Top Model, Flavor of Love. This is MTV's version of those shows.
Yeah.
Millions of people watching this weekly. How much were you getting paid again?
Baby, if I'm not mistaken, it was $50 a week. And when they told me I made it to be on the show, I said, "Well, are they going to pay us? Like how much?" They said, "Don't worry, it'll be enough to sustain a lifestyle." I never forget. Like they didn't give me a price, so I'm thinking, I guess they're going, back then they're gonna give us at least $3,000 a month, or something like that. I'm living in California, and honey, I remember me and Arbor used to wait till 5 o'clock when the sandwiches went on sale. Like I learned how to save a lot of money doing making the band. I learned how to make $5 stretch to a week because I had a child and everything at that time. My daughter was in a private school and all of that when I started doing making the band. Now afterwards, a lot of my money came from doing hostings and bookings and gigs and radio shows and all. I made a lot of money doing that. But as far as the show, baby, baby, let me get that mouth together. That mouth ain't baby. Yeah, I guess that is kind of true what people be saying about Diddy, huh? But listen, on the other hand, if you think about it, how much would I have had to pay to get vocal trained by Doc Holliday? Like, if I was in LA and I chose him to be my vocal trainer for 3 months straight every day, how much would that cost me? You know what I mean? If I had to be managed by Johnny Wright, who managed Britney Spears and Alicia Keys. So on the other hand, the experiences, now that's not to say they couldn't have gave us the money, but I always try to settle on the best part of a situation. So the positive of that, working with Laurieann Gibson, somebody who's choreographed for everybody in the industry, I've had to, I've got trained by her. So in that case, you know what I mean? You like, child, no, they could have been
Did you
giving you.
did you sign a contract to be a part of the show?
Yes, we
And
definitely
nowhere
did.
in that contract it said nothing about payment.
No.
I
Not that
mean,
I can remember. I just remember asking when they was telling us because when they said you made it when I was in Miami, it was literally like tomorrow. Everything was just moving like this. So it was like LA, Miami. I think Miami might have been one of the last stops before New York. So when they said I made it and I was going to New York, it wasn't like in 3 weeks. It was like tomorrow or the next day. It was insane.
oh
So,
wow.
I mean, what do you like in real life? If they would have told me no money or $1,500 a week for that opportunity, I was going either way it went. So when they said it'll be enough for you to sustain your lifestyle, I didn't even. I was like, I'm going either way it goes. So yeah,
Child, listen.
yes,
I'm so sorry. I'm just so gagged that,
yes.
like, I mean, because again, I've done reality TV. I've been on WeTV and I've done
I know
Netflix.
they
And
paying y'all now. Y'all probably
I
getting
mean,
really
not granted, I ain't quitting my job,
yeah,
and just living off of it, but it was enough for me to, like, it was cute,
yeah,
and listen, child, I done been. I'm always ask for a little bit more. Can I?
right.
I'm always ask for a little bit more
And
because.
I think I was a little definitely more green back then. I was just
Mhm.
so thirsty to go
Because
and
these
go,
niggas
you
got
know?
money. These networks and production companies got the money. The
Yeah,
money is there. The money was there.
yeah,
I'll just chop it up to, of course, this is the beginning of reality TV. This is the beginning of, modern entertainment business. And so,
yeah.
like many people, you wouldn't be thinking to ask those questions. All you know is I'm getting a chance to work with Diddy and who finna pass this up. I
Either
get
way
it.
it go. But then that's the problem with the industry now. That's why so many people you end up hearing people crying, like TLC, the stuff that happens in the industry when you're right there in that moment of the excitement. You sometimes do things that maybe you shouldn't have done, But the exposure that I was able to gain, not to say that I mean I wouldn't have wanted more money, but I'm 15, 20 years later, however long it been, doing an interview talking about it right now today. People still come up to me. People still remember lines that I said. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But honey, yeah, we still could have got paid. Because we definitely, I say it definitely taught me how to make $5 stretch for a week.
Damn.
I was looking in the coupon papers, like what's on sale in the grocery store. I never done stuff like that.
And so we're still on roll call, but girl, you done got me to a good point now. And so production wasn't making sure you guys had food, had clothes, had water.
Uh-uh. None of that.
Malika, you are lying to me.
No, maybe it's because it was the beginning. We had to buy our own food. We had to buy our own groceries. Remember when Jason came in and threw all the groceries out? The bread?
Wait, that was y'all's food that y'all had bought with y'all own
Baby.
money.
Yes. Yes. They didn't in there. Uh-uh. They had a fabulous. Now the place was fabulous, but that was it. We didn't have anything.
Okay, girl, you done woke me up. It's so like I remember seeing sometimes on the show, like if a girl was running late or whatever, and she had to take a taxi or the subway, y'all was paying for that stuff out of y'all pocket.
No, we did have a car. Now, if you was running late and you missed the transportation when the girl was in school, but we had a car take us everywhere. That was nice in New York. Like we had a car to take us everywhere. We
But
didn't have
they
to like.
but they wasn't feeding y'all, Malika.
Mm-mm. No, like I would say, Laurieann probably took us out to eat or something like that, where we all. Well, wait, was we carrying the one over the two at the table? I'm like, was we? We was working so hard, baby. Let me tell you, we was working so hard that my friend came to visit me. Like the time off, like I totally never got all the way up to like obviously Beyonce level. But when you hear celebrities be like, I didn't have time for a relationship. It was no time. I missed my graduation. I missed like we were doing something. You would forget to eat sometime, honestly. Like it was like no time to do nothing. So we wasn't even, I lost so much weight working out there because we were just always on the go. It was just always, you're going to wake up at 4 in the morning, you're going to run, you're going to go to the gym, you're going to learn 3 steps, you're going to learn 2 new songs, you're going to go to the vocal training, you're going to come back, practice again. Then you got to write a new song. Like it was crazy, nonstop. Like you literally would forget to eat sometime.
And so production made themselves responsible for transportation and housing.
Yeah.
I am so gagged at that.
Now, on your reality show, did they have it as a rule that you can't talk to the cameraman? Or can you
When
like talk to the cameraman?
okay, so I did a docu series, which was like it wasn't a competition. So, child, I was
Oh,
talking, child. That was like a more relaxed situation. It was like a
oh,
competition. Now, the competition I did do on Netflix, which was The Circle, they treated me like I feel like they treated me like my name was Beyonce. Like it was nothing I could not ask for. It was nothing I
wow.
did wrong. It was nothing I couldn't do. Now the filming time was long. Like there will be some scenes it will be like really, really, really long.
Yeah.
But anything I requested for food, they got it. Child, I had them go get me a nail polish set with a little UV light to do my nails. They went and got me a book bag for me to take back home to put my stuff in. When
No,
I
baby, we wasn't doing
when I
none.
wasn't filming, child, I was all over Europe, going to this, eating at this restaurant, going to this amusement park.
So I was saying with yours, like I would say, like through my modeling agency and stuff, when I do an audition and then I get a commercial, or something like that, they treat me like red carpet. Food is there that because
Mm-hmm.
I've auditioned for like a role, but this
A
was like
role.
a competition for us trying to fight to get in the band. And I think it because it was so like in the beginning of like this was like one of the first reality
It
shows.
was, yeah.
So they have evolved, but
I love
maybe
your
it's
attitude
I don't
about
know.
it. I
Yeah,
love your attitude about it because a lot of people
yeah,
I've spoken to are like mad, but I'm glad that's how it see because honestly, even though it wasn't right or the best, that's how it was. Like
yeah,
Diddy and the production company and MTV, all those people were figuring that stuff out. Like
yeah.
Top Model, American Idol, Flavor of Love, The Bachelor, all these shows were coming out around the same time and the
Right.
culture didn't exist. These shows that you guys were on created the culture where people were able to learn, mistakes and how to do better. It just sucks that that's what you had to go through, girl. Jesus.
Yeah, I was hoping that they would have paid us like at that point at least 1,500 a week. You know what I'm saying? Like that would have been better for me. Coming for like that's what I was thinking. I was thinking it's Diddy, it's MTV. We gonna get at least 1,500, 1,000 a week, at least. You know what I mean? Like I lived in California. My daughter went to a private school. I had to still pay all of these bills. So I wiped out all my savings and stuff by the time I was done with making the band.
Damn.
Yeah.